Hello, good morning. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde. We are back on another edition. This is the Tuesday edition of QTV This Morning. So wherever you are, thank you very much for always following this program. We've been receiving your messages. Sometimes some people will call you and tell you we follow these programs. The likes of Uncle Pa in Sweden. Last few days back, he called, and when I handed the phone to you, he said, right. "I watch all your programs here in Sweden." I mean, it gives us a great feeling to know that people are following. This program.
And don't forget my cousin Angela.
Angela as well.
Yep.
So if you're just tuning in, welcome back again to this program. I'm with Jacqueline Colley. Good morning, Jacqueline.
That is Lions. I am not Mam Navoka. I am Jacqueline Colley, and you're watching to This Morning Show. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Yes, it's
over
good.
to you,
It's good to have you. So each and every person should be in your original state,
in your own skin.
Yes.
And I am not Ibrahim Adabo. I am Ade Darame.
Right.
And I'll be doing the newspaper review.
Yes. So on the program, we'll take a look at the African Code. From the code and the newspaper review, Ade is here for that. And we'll be talking to Dr. Habibatu Drame, Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, and the topic of discussion will be performance analysis of 2026 WAS. We'll also be talking to Mariam Sanyang, First Lady's office. First Lady launches Women's Climate Resilience Campaign. So this is our program lineup for today. Get closer to your TV sets, and we roll the ball. Yeah, so let's start with the African Code. Jacqueline, you were talking about the code before we...
I was like, who chose this proverb for the day? Because I don't understand a thing. But let me read it out.
Yeah.
It says, turning and twisting will not break a snake's back.
It's a Gambian proverb.
It claims it's a Gambian proverb. Either of you heard this before?
I've never used this proverb.
I've never heard of this proverb before.
How many ethnic groupings do we have in Gambia? Which one? Is it the Fula, the Jola, the Mandinka, the Wolof, the Seraule? I don't know about this one.
Neither.
Gambia, indeed. Mr. Balde, I'll throw it to you then.
I mean, turning and twisting will not break snake's back. I think it's telling you, when you are consistent, when you are persistent, when you believe in something, nothing can change that. If you truly believe in achieving probably your dreams or, doing something, if you want to do it and you believe in it, there is no situation that is going to change that. Only because it's left with the human being himself, what you put, in your mind. Yeah. Because the mind is a very powerful thing. Once you have a strong mind, nothing is going to change it, absolutely.
That's an interesting take. What's yours, Jacqueline?
Well, honestly, from what you just said, what I will pick from that is probably no matter how much you try to hide the truth, it will always prevail.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They are kind of similar.
I don't know. Well, I take a completely different angle.
Let's hear it.
Because for me, if you take it first in the literal sense, it says turning and twisting will not break a snake's back. Why? Because that's what a snake does. So it's about doing something that is in you, is innate, it's in your nature. It's in the nature of the snake to twist and turn and so on. But if you and I try to do it, it might break our back. So it's like, stay in your lane. Do what you are good at. Do what you're best at. Don't try and do something that is unnatural to you. If you're a great basketball player, don't think you can be the next Maradona or the next Messi or whatever. So for me, that's how I see it.
So
the twisting and turning, that's in the nature of the snake. That's what it does.
Your interpretation is telling me, to believe in yourself. I mean, to hold on to what you want to achieve.
And your abilities
in life.
We all have different abilities and different talents. I can do something that you can't do, and vice versa. Strengthen and, like, indeed, as you said, believe in your abilities and believe in what you are capable of doing. Sometimes we say to somebody because they stray, and we say to them jokingly or sometimes not jokingly, stay in your lane. It's like, do what you're best at. Don't try and do something that somebody else is better at. You know, leave it to the experts. You know, so in this case, leave the twisting and turning to the snake, because that's in its nature. That's even in how it is designed. It is designed for that. We are not designed to twist and turn in the nature. And so somebody who is very good at, I don't know, like I said, you know, a particular skill, hey, admire that skill. Don't think, oh, it looks easy. You know, when you're good at something, you can make it look easy. But sometimes they don't see the practice that goes into it. Like the violinist who was interviewed, and they said to him, what does it feel like to be an overnight success? And he said, yeah, it took me 25 years of practice to be an overnight success, because it wasn't overnight.
It wasn't overnight.
They didn't see what
years.
into it, what went into it.
Yeah.
Interestingly, I mean, the people will not see what you've gone through to get to where you are.
They see the
they only see the end results.
While there are a lot of things that happen in the background.
Along the way.
Yes. Yeah, so tell us what you think about this proverb. I mean, but the proverb is kind of confusing.
Well, I was going to say, and we also need to be told who chose this wicked proverb that got us all confused.
But I have a feeling it's you. You did it.
No,
did you choose the
proverb?
proverb?
I did not choose this one.
Okay.
Because I definitely
Francis
know Gambia, this is not a
Jallow.
Gambian proverb.
It's not.
Gambian.
Is it not Francis or
Aliyu Jallow.
Bakari?
Or Bakari.
I sense Bakari.
You think
This-
Bakari.
In
You
Gambia-
can feel Bakari.
In Gambia, we have those proverbs like, no matter how long a stick stays in the river, when a child stand, you know, in the tallest building, cannot see what. Those are proverbs.
correct,
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
But not these ones. So tell us what you think. We'll take a short break and acknowledge our sponsors. After the break, then the program continue. We'll be back. Welcome back. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Abalde and I'm with Jacqueline Koli. And Mr. Adedrame is the newspaper review guest. Let's take a look at the Standard newspaper. NUP withdraws from Apex Coalition. Apex Coalition talks rather.
Yeah.
So we are seeing our able lawyer there.
Yes.
Lamin J. Dabo.
And then at the bottom, there's a linked story. Apex extends coalition talks to the end of August. So they issued a press release. I wish I'd known this was coming. We could have flashed it up on the screen. They issued a press release saying that they've extended the time to iron out all the, you know, the issues, I think they said in the press.
So does it mean that they are having a conversation still? There's a conversation ongoing, you know, whether to still join or, you know,
of
still
course.
withdraw?
I mean, that's why they've extended the time. I mean, if at the end of the, I think they've extended to the 20th of August. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what they said in the press release. If at the end of that time they haven't come to an agreement or they can't settle the issues amicably or for, you know, to everybody's satisfaction, I guess everybody goes their own way.
Okay.
But if they can get agreement on, you know, or this, because when you look at it, you think, what are the issues? They haven't said. They've just said that there are issues that they need to address, but it still seems that they do want to form some sort of coalition. But one member has withdrawn, because I think he was shown on the press release as being part of the coalition still.
I mean, it's few months to December 5th elections, and it's like the opposition still they did not put their house in order. By now, they should have already decided on who is to lead the opposition parties to the elections.
Well, you know, there's a saying that a week is a long time in politics. We've got 4 months still to go. So things can change, events can happen that can actually alter the course of the election. I remember years ago being in Britain when Margaret Thatcher, leader of the Conservative Party, she was doing very, very badly in the polls. And if they had gone to an election, the Conservatives would have lost. And then the Argentine junta, in the days when Argentina was still ruled by military junta, they invaded the Falkland Islands. Now the Britain, you know, they go and steal people's property all over the world. So these islands are actually off the coast of Argentina, where Britain had said it was theirs. And the junta invaded. And then Margaret Thatcher, of course, sent the British Army to retake it, which they did. And of course, the British love nothing better than winning a war. Suddenly, her popularity went from being down here to up there. When the soldiers returned, my God, millions lined the streets to welcome them. And of course, the next election, she won a landslide. In a matter of months, that changed. So events can change political situations in ways that nobody would have foreseen.
I remember 2016. I mean, when the coalition was formed, it was at the late minutes, you know, when they formed the coalition and they unseated President Jammeh.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem the current coalition have now is that Barrow is not a Jammeh figure where people can rally around and you can say, so what are you offering as an alternative? In the days of Jammeh, you could say he's there. He went from being this military ruler to a civilian ruler who still ruled with an iron fist. You can't accuse Barrow of ruling with an iron fist. So what you can do is you can say that we will be better than he's done. Yes, we see all his infrastructure, but they're claiming they will create jobs. But I challenge any of them to say how many jobs. And I always give them a low figure. Tell me how you create 2,000 jobs for youths. I bet you none of them can answer that question. So that's the problem they have. They can make wild promises, but if you scratch beneath the surface or say, how are you going to achieve it? How are you going to find all this money to fund this, to fund that, and so on? It's a struggle. And so it's a different scenario to 2016, where, as I said, it was easy to rally people behind this ogre, this guy who terrorized many people in the country. And I used to come here and people were scared to even make jokes about him in their houses. You know, that's the change that, you know, so it's a different scenario that faces them now. We saw the president on his development tour go to villages and towns and people saying, we've never had a health center, we've never had an ambulance, now we have one. We've never had roads connecting us to the highway, now we have that. So if you're the opposition, what are you going to promise them? They can say, you know, we will deal with corruption. But even Barrow, when he came in, he said he would do that. Jammeh, when he came in, everybody remembers the press conference where he talked about how corrupt Jawara had been. So they all say that when they're in opposition, but it becomes harder to do when you are in government. So the opposition, they still have time to get their act in order, but I don't know what your thoughts are.
I don't know, but I feel like they're a bit too divided for... In my own opinion, they are a bit too divided for any change to happen anytime soon. We've seen Tambajang, who put her bid aside for presidency to say she's going to unite the opposition. But we know she walked out of a meeting, and now what are the plans forward? And we've seen also NUP also have left the Apex talk. So I think the opposition is too divided for any change to happen. But like you said, you gave a very good example of Margaret Thatcher. Let's see, maybe something can happen, but I don't have the hope that anything can change from the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult one because we had the whole candidate-led versus party-led question. Unless they can resolve that and say, you know what, on this time, and I think we've also heard with the Apex and others, people are saying, whatever the agreement is, we want it written down.
See?
Signed, made public. No hidden agenda, no agreement. Everybody knows famously the I will serve 3 years and stand down. Where's the paper? You know,
it was never an agreement written on paper.
It was what they call
oral agreement,
a gentleman's agreement. And you know, you had that in Britain with Labour. You know, Tony Blair had said, I'd serve 2 terms and I'll stand down for Gordon Brown. And Gordon Brown started pushing and pushing and pushing. It was never written down, but everybody knew that they'd made that agreement. In the end, Tony Blair stood down, Gordon Brown stood and disastrously lost the next election.
When you make agreements and they are not binding, that's the problem.
But particularly if they're not written down. I mean, there's this famous movie director who said, you know, a verbal agreement is not worth the paper it's written on, because obviously it's not written down. So it's worthless. It then becomes one person's word against another.
Right.
So and that's where the opposition find themselves. Yeah.
So let's move on. Another coalition talks again. Apex extends coalition talks to end of August. We've mentioned it.
It is, yeah.
So concerns over proposed tribal Pulagu Congress in the Gambia.
Yeah, why would
The Standard newspaper.
concerned persons are worried about it? Yes, about the timing of it. I'm not sure what the timing is, and you know, and why they are concerned over the timing. Is it because it's an election or what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
So let's move on to the Observer 24. Imam
So hang on,
The top story.
listen. I know you've got the minister on, but how can you ignore the top story without even mentioning it?
Well,
My guy,
no,
we're not letting you.
I
we won't give you a
I
pass.
wanted to reserve that for the minister.
No, you
Let's
can
not,
say
let's not.
you can say we've got the minister
yes,
later, but you
actually,
can't ignore the main headline.
I wanted to
My
reserve
guy,
that for the minister.
let me hit you over the head.
We're throwing punches on the air now.
Let's raise that case. But when the
We can
minister-
just say, okay, people, in case you're also watching the Standard and you're like, hang on, they didn't. So the minister blames poor WASS results on the shortage of maths teachers. And I had said as a joke, we also had poor English results. Are we blaming that on the shortage of maths teachers as well? So yeah, but the minister's coming on the show later this morning,
If
and
she's here,
we shall put that to
we
her.
will clarify it.
Yeah.
So Imam Babali on the Observer 24 clarifies Mandinka comments and distances National Human Rights Commission from remarks. Yes.
Yeah,
So
he said this in his
unfortunately-
own capacity, and he said it in a moment where he was not aware that his mic was on. People need to be sensitive about these things,
Hot mics.
including you and I. I mean, sad to say, we've had instances here where, you know, mics have been on, you know, intercoms have been on, and people have said things that have upset the presenter, even here on. So people have to be, you know, always on your guard. I mean, in fact, we were joking about our colleague Gajaga. Gajaga is so sensitive about this that if ever he's on air, once he's on air, he won't speak
I know.
until he's, you
I
know,
can
even if
tell.
you're kind of, because you're like, no, I don't know if, you know, and that's how it should be. You know, once you're on air, and you should be on guard.
I admire
And,
him for that. Even when we're in the studio prompting the news for him, and you want to tell him something, I'm like, okay, guy, are you not going to talk to me?
It's like,
I'm like,
he'll
yeah.
nod and
So
so
that is what
because
you-
you don't know if
you
it's
see,
gone,
Yeah.
going
all
live.
these gadgets we have, I mean, we need to be very careful.
They're very sensitive.
Otherwise, I mean, you might put yourself in hot water, or you might say things that will hurt the other person.
Yeah, and in case anybody doesn't know, I don't know if you want to tell the viewers what the comments are that he said about Mandinkas, because people might not be aware.
Yeah, I listened to the audio,
audio,
you know, on Facebook and TikTok. There was a conversation going on, sort of a group conversation, Zoom.
He
sort
was
of-
at a, yeah.
Yeah, so then Imam Babali made a comment like, so say, I don't know why, Lunyo Mer.
Which
So
means
say la.
what to those who
These
don't.
are, it's the Mandinkas.
Yes.
I don't know why they are always angry,
Yeah.
or why they are angry, something like that.
And the reason
So-
he's issued the apology is because there's been quite a backlash.
Yeah.
The audio has gone viral. People are criticizing him. And just before we came on air, my colleague Babukar Sise was, look, I'm a Mandinka, obviously, you know, these things, you don't, he said, but, you know, the way people have taken it, somebody insulting Babali's mother and so on, people have really taken it to an
Yeah.
extreme. And, you know, sometimes you say something in a kind of flippant, off-the-cuff moment. And of course, you also say things that were not meant for the public ear, but nonetheless, you said it. Nobody put words
And
in your
you-
mouth.
you
Nobody
cannot deny
inventing,
it.
and you can't deny that's not
that's
me.
evidence that you said it.
And what you can do is
Apologize.
sincerely apologize,
Yeah, well-
not just the kind of, you know, we live in an area, in an age rather, when people have these fake apologies. People say things like, if you're offended, I'm sorry. That's not an apology.
It's not.
That's putting it on you.
There's one thing.
No, I'm sorry for offending you.
Yeah.
That's an apology.
Yes. There's one thing I know. There is no Fula that is better than the Mandinka. Mandinka, it's not better than the Fula, or Jola, or Manjago. You know, so we all coexist. I grew up in a Mandinka community in Brikama. I'm a Fula, but when my parents, live for, when my parents are at work, it's the Mandinka community. That's where we interact. It's where we eat. So I think it's a big mistake.
Look, I think Babukar is right that people have taken it to kind of extremes, because we say these things in the office. We say it as a joke.
Yeah.
We don't mean it. We say it amongst us every day. Oh, the Jolas are this, or the Fulas are that. We don't mean it in any kind of serious...
No, we jokingly say
we
certain
say it,
things.
And it's kind of...
I keep telling my friend all the time, Sulema Rati, he can attest to that. Sometimes when he do other things, I'll be like, you are a Mandinka. So this is, that we have that relation. But that doesn't mean we should, take it too far, or we should hate each other for that.
I think we should behave the same way we behave in our prayer grounds. When we are praying in the mosques, we don't say Mandinka is this way, Fula is this way. We all pray together. When we are praying in the church as well, we don't pray differently.
That
so let's
true.
just coexist and take jokes lightly and not take things to heart that much. But
you see, our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, what he said was tribal, different. He said, leave it. It's a dirty thing. Like, don't see this person as a Fula, Mandinka, or Jola. You are all one.
It's like
you
when
are all one.
Malcolm X, when he went to Mecca, because before he had belonged to the Nation of Islam, and then he converted to what we would call Orthodox Islam, and so he decided to go to Mecca for the Hajj. This is a guy who had preached against white people, they're the devil, and so on. And he said, I went to Mecca and I saw people who were white. I saw black. We were all one. We were Muslim. He said, I came back and I changed. People, even the ones who were used to, they criticized him. Oh, but he said, no. He said, we are just human beings. That's it.
Yeah.
And they're good, they're bad. Among black, among white, wherever. And so he changed his attitude.
Yeah, for me, I hate it when you bring tribal, when you bring religion. These two. I hate it when you try to bring difference, among these people. I hate that totally.
Yeah, and I'll see people wear T-shirts that says, my tribe is Gambian, and I love that T-shirt so much. I love the words that are written boldly there. My tribe is Gambian. I love it so much. It speaks volume.
I think is it Trinidad that has, or Jamaica? They're things out of many, one people. Beautiful.
So I think we should grow up, we should pass those stages now.
And just quickly, I would say that I even sent a message to somebody. I said some of the people who are criticizing Imam Babali have themselves said similar things or exactly the same thing. There's a lot of hypocrisy around this because he was caught on a microphone in a public setting. So
so NPP raises $5 million for Barrow's 2026 re-election campaign in the U.S.
There's the NPP diasporans that raised that.
Yes, $5 million.
Well, good for them.
All the parties are doing this. All of them are raising funds in the diaspora. We know how important the diaspora always has been to Gambian politics. A lot of the political parties do get funding because, we belong to a country where people are used to remitting for things back here, from Sweden, from the US, from UK, Germany, wherever. So it's no surprise. And I guess now that they've announced it, the other parties will start announcing how much they've raised in the diaspora as well. So there'll be this kind of my diaspora is bigger than yours kind of race as well. As it used to be my crowd is bigger than yours. Now it will be our diaspora contribution is bigger than yours. So now that they've thrown down the gauntlet to the others. So
So the GFF, they are also preparing for their elections, and we have different people running for the president,
vying for position.
So we have Sadibou Kamaso and other people as well. So Mr. Ade, if you to ask them questions about what to change as far as Gambia's football is concerned, what are you going to tell them?
What am I going to tell them? A lot of it is happening already. It's about decentralizing the football. we are now looking forward to the National Stadium, the Independence Stadium, being reopened. So that's something to look forward to. But I think what I would tell whoever comes to the helm of it is that since 2016, there's been this amount of money called FIFA Forward.
Yeah.
Originally, it was $11.6 million that was given to every single football federation around the world, including the Gambia. And if you look at some of our neighboring countries, at how they spent it way better than we did.
And very wisely.
In Mauritania, they built a new GFF house, which has a restaurant, cinema, conference hall, and a football pitch. What have we built with ours? What can we show that we built with ours?
Nothing.
Nothing. In
Maybe-
Cape Verde, they built a stadium.
Maybe we don't know how to leverage on that. on
Well,
that
you know,
one.
FIFA, when you contact FIFA was saying that the Gambia were not able to adequately show us how every single cent was going to be spent. And that's a disgrace.
It's a disgrace. And
Because you really should be able to say, this is what we intend. After, like I said, Mauritania could do it. You know, and Gambia are not alone in this negligence, by the way. Sierra Leone are equally bad. I mean, the money sat there for about 3 years untouched because they could not justify how it was going to be spent.
What
at
is-
least it
This
is
great-
untouched. At,
People are
lea-
giving you money.
at least it is untouched.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
GFF are here telling us you built that kind of mini stadium, those kind of toilets with how much of money?
Like we spent X million dollars
Yeah.
on building nonsense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Come on, it's a disgrace. I
It's a
mean, we
disgrace,
did not
honestly.
spend it wisely at
I
all.
mean, FIFA should take action, but I've never heard them like penalizing countries that mismanage their funds.
You know why they don't do that? Because, you know, every time Gianni Infantino comes up for re-election, he wants to get the votes of everybody. And,
Right.
and the Africans always vote for him. So he's not going to upset any of them.
At all.
You know, even no matter how negligent they are. So the only time they do is when, if a government interferes, like if a government sacks an FA
president.
or the president of the FA, they bar that association from international matches. That's about the only time. They've done it a few times, and it always seems to be African countries that suffer.
There's corruption everywhere.
That's crazy because
There's
11
corruption within
million
FIFA.
and in dollars is a lot of money here in the Gambia.
So
It's a big
it's-
amount.
If you take a look at the
Yeah.
goal project, when it rains, the whole
Yes.
the whole pitch is flooded. They can't play football there.
It's, uh,
So tell us what exactly is the GFF
because
doing?
part of what whoever comes in should be doing is the FIFA Forward is now in 3.0, FIFA Forward 3.0. There's even more money.
comment.
Build all-weather pitches, as other countries are doing. You know, what we're talking about is not rocket science. Others are doing it, and they're doing it successfully.
Yeah.
Why can we not emulate the good practice
We should be able
that
to.
we see in other countries?
Right.
Just go online. Everybody's got the internet these days. You say, okay, country X. I don't want to keep naming certain countries, but country X. What did they do with their FIFA 4? Oh, that's what they did. We can do that too.
Right.
It's simple. It really is simple. So that's what I would tell whoever in answer to your question.
Okay, interesting. I mean, the Barrow inaugurates 2 health posts, inspects 93-kilometer Kiang Kabada road as well.
We showed it yesterday. The road looks really good, and you could see the community were jubilant. And this is, you know, I have no time for people who criticize road development and say, oh, it's only road.
Or we don't eat
Trust
road.
me, tell it to the people who didn't have that road before, that is only a road. It's a big deal to them. It connects you with other people, with other
Yeah.
areas and other regions. Of course, it's a big deal.
Yeah, honestly, Mr. Adedrame, the infrastructure development in the Gambia during Barrow's time, it's massive. We all have to
and
accept
it's
that.
unprecedented.
You know, we've been connecting the whole country.
Yeah.
And there is one thing that I have so much respect for him on that. When he promised to do something, he's going to do it.
Yeah.
That we all have to accept,
Yeah.
you know, no matter what happens.
Certainly, as you rightly say, when it comes to infrastructure, what we have seen in the last 5, 6, 7 years is unprecedented. We've never had this amount of development, whether you're talking about schools, health clinics, roads. You could go on and on and on.
Right.
And you know, as I said, I've got no time for people who criticize these things. Go and tell the people who never had them before that is only this or it's only that. They'll tell you where to get off.
Yeah. So this segment is at times is up. and you know, we'll take a short break. And after the break, we'll be talking to Dr. Habibatu Dramé, Minister, Basic and Secondary Education, performance analysis of the 2026 WAS results. So on
I'm
that
looking
note,
forward to that.
we'll be right back after the break.
Right.
Welcome back from that break. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahima Balde and I'm with Jacqueline Coley. Now we are moving to the third segment of this program. We have the Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Habibatu Dramé. And we'll be talking about the performance and analysis of 2026 WAS results. I mean, Doctor, good morning. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Balde. Good morning. And good morning, my sister.
Anyway, first I would like to commend you because we've been seeing you appearing on different media outlets trying to connect the people and the things that you people do. So thank you very much for always, you know, connecting and enlightening the public.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yes. So this, we want to know how will you rate the overall performance of the 2026 WAS exams?
Good. I will rate it as good compared to the past years. The immediate past years, this year's performance is better. And this year's performance is even better than the past 10 years.
Oh, really?
Since 2016, as a country, we are able to attain 22%, 22.6% when it comes to percentage credit scores greater than 5 as a country. This year, we have attained 4,412 credit scores generally in 5 or more. 4,412.
412.
Yes.
Okay.
Candidates have scored 5 credits. Okay, 5 credits, which is which translates to 22.6%. So when it comes to credit scores in English, we have over 5,000. Over 5,000 candidates have been able to produce 5 credit scores in English. So that's also a progress from last year.
Okay.
Mathematics also registers some progress, although low, but again, it's an improvement from last year and even from previous years. So when you look at the number of candidates who score 5 credits, including English and Maths, 2016 we had only 445 students.
In 2016.
And the student population that time was 11,000. So if you do the math, that constitutes 4%. So 4% of candidates who sat for 2016 WASC exam had 5 credits, including English and Maths. So over time, 2017 still low, 2018 low, 2015 only 969 candidates were able to produce 5 credits or more, including English and Maths, which translate to 5%. So this year we have been able to produce 1,410 candidates who are able to attain 5 or more credits, including English and mathematics, which translates to 7%. So it's small progress, but I see that as a good sign of us being on a good path to improving generally the performances of our learners, especially in literacy and numeracy.
So we've also seen a headline on the paper saying Minister said performance of low performance of students in maths, it's due to lack of maths teachers.
Okay, I saw the headline, but I don't think the headline reflects what I had said in the interview. Yes, I agree that mathematics is still a more critical area than even English. We are gradually addressing the challenges in the areas of English because we are gradually improving our teacher abilities in the English language subjects, and we have like quite enough English language teachers in the schools. Mathematics is the area that we continue to face hitches and challenges, and I said one of the challenges in the areas of mathematics is because we have limited maths teachers. Sometimes you go to schools and you realize it, because some schools will tell you that we don't have a maths teacher. So sometimes we manage someone who can teach the maths in those schools because we cannot find them. They are not available. If you also go to tertiary and higher education, you realize that only few people take maths as a field or as a career. You go to the mathematics majors, you find quite small numbers. So these are all challenges. But of course, the University of Education, former Gambia College, has a capacity to train so many people in the maths area. But again, even that is also not enough. So basically, that's the challenge we have in the areas of maths. And also, we need to continually improve the teacher capacities in the areas of maths so that they can deliver better in maths. And also that will, I want to believe, consequently help improve student performances. And also a lot of students also are scared of maths. So it's a whole lot of problems around mathematics. Students fear maths because of perhaps the experiences that they had in the past, and because of the belief, the perception that maths is very, very difficult. So we will have to do a thorough review of that area to help our students love maths, get more maths teachers, and also get the caliber that we want in terms of skills enhancement to be able to improve in that area. We also intend to use technology, the new approach to education. I'm sure if we have mathematical tutors, AI tutors, who are going to be fun in teaching the maths, and we all know AI has the potential sometimes to attract people to read. So perhaps that will also be another area that will help strengthen mathematics in our schools.
Yeah, judging from what you said, you did not brush off the headline entirely. We said you attributed the failure of maths to shortages of teachers. How serious is it? And what is the ministry doing to ensure that there are enough math teachers in schools so that results like WAS and the WAEC would not be repeatedly being poor when it comes to these core subjects?
Yeah, I think this year registered a good sign of progress. So meaning the reforms that we are currently undertaking are yielding positive impact, although slow, but we will continue to speed on those reforms. So the maths area, we will continue to encourage teachers who are interested in this field to take it maybe with some motivations. So we offer scholarships to people who really want to take maths as a career or a field of discipline. And I think we will continue with this kind of reforms. Like I said, we have to find a way to encourage people to do maths. You see, you can have a maths teacher also and have students who fear maths and may not be interested in the maths. In fact, they tell you math is not important to their life. They don't know how to use maths when they finish school. So these are myths that we need to break and make the program or the discipline or the subject more interesting and appealing to the students so that we can break this circle of failure or bad results in the mathematical area.
So I mean, are Gambian students more of just cramming, probably cramming mathematics formula than understanding it?
Okay, I mean, there are certain formulas of mathematics you must memorize. You must memorize. Yeah, but again, we are moving away from this idea of learning and memorizing. That's why we have the competency-based curriculum. Okay. We have a new curricula that we call the competency-based curricula that has come to solve this problem of student memorizing and regurgitating what they memorize during exams. So it has come to address that, and also has come to address areas of life skill, come to include life skill in our teaching and learning, and also some amount of attitude, because we want, as we teach the students, we want also to have learners who will complete with good character. Yeah, we want to prepare them so that they can be good citizens that we can rely on in the future. So that's what the new curricula has come to address. So hopefully you can teach a student and they will understand without actually memorizing. Yes.
Yeah. So
That's right. But judging
yes.
from, like you said, from 2016 till date, that there has been an improvement, but the results, one would say, there's an improvement, but some results are still very bad. So tell us, what's the difference between the last 5 years, the results till date? What are some of the things that you think needs to be improved on when it comes to, especially the core subjects? Students usually find it very difficult to at least get a pass in these core subjects. Tell us the difference, the results down the line from 2016 till date, because you were giving us statistics from 2016 till date.
Okay, so like I said, there are differences, although the differences are not too big a difference. What that tells me is that we are set on a trajectory that looks promising. For example, let's take English. From 2015, I'll take it from 2015, so that's for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
And, 11 years.
Okay.
For the past 11 years. In 2015, when we did the assessment, when we had the WASC and we did the analysis, the WASC credit scores by subject, that's English language, that's credit in English, we had only 19.2%. In 2026, it's 26.5%. So you can see the trend from 2015, then 2017 we had a drop to 13%. So instead of progressing, we had retrogressed in 2017. 2018 we retrogressed to 11%. And it had been continuing. In fact, in 2023 we retrogressed even further to only 7%.
Wow.
Okay? 2024 we progressed to 16%. 2025 we progressed to 19%. Now we are 26%. So even the jump from 2015 to 2016 even more than the jumps in all other years. So for me, you see, reforms take time to translate. I mean, especially in education. Education reforms will take a few years for us to actually see the outcomes, I mean, the positive impacts. But I'm happy that even with that, we have started seeing the impact with the direct reforms that are currently going on. I know it's not easy. It's a very big sector, very demanding. In terms of learner population, we are the largest. We have the largest youth population in this country. We have the largest civil servants in this country. And by size, we are the biggest ministry in the country. But with everything that we are doing, working on now a regulation to formalize a Teacher Service Commission, which will be a game changer in my view. Because the Teacher Service Commission will come to address poor quality, will come to serve as a motivation to our teachers, and will come to generally regulate the education sector when it comes to our teachers. So our teachers will be like lawyers now. They will be licensed to teach. So you can see that a teacher who wants to really be a teacher, it has to be a profession that you require a certification, a license, a registration. So you'll be issued this, and before you are issued this, we must have seen you to qualify enough to be called a teacher in basic and secondary education. And anytime you go, you do not go by the rules of the game, that license can be withdrawn from you, meaning you cannot teach in any schools in the Gambia.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes, understand. So hopefully this week we will have that presented in cabinet. The regulation is already ready, and once we get cabinet blessing, we will proceed with the other steps that are required to set up a service commission.
Yeah. So what is the ministry doing? I mean, to attract and retain mathematics teachers for our schools?
I mean, the scholarships are there. You want mathematics, you have the scholarship to go and study. And the other motivations are just like with the other teachers. So if you are in a faraway school, we give you allowance. If you had to, we give you allowances for going that far away. Now sometimes I tell my people, because of the roads, because we have roads everywhere,
Yes, it's
it's difficult now to say hard to reach.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
Yeah,
hard to
there-
reach place, no school is now hard to reach because the roads are everywhere in this country, which is great and a massive development in areas of infrastructure. But we give those kind of allowances and several other allowances to our teachers. Although the salary of teachers, we as a sector are still looking at it. We still want the salaries of our teachers to be better than what they are paid now. But again, as a country, we have come a long way. We have come a long way, and there is a lot of improvement in teacher salary compared to the past few years. Yes, which is commendable.
Yes, interesting. So let's talk about regional performance. I mean, school difference. I mean, if we can know the performance in different regions, which region performed, I mean, better?
Okay, what I'll give you, I'll give you the performances of our school based on their sizes. Okay, the regional nuances are there. Okay, the regional nuances are there. We are working on that to bring out Region 1. Because if you look at the results, you realize that Region 1 is leading.
Yeah.
It's obviously leading. Of course, we have a few schools in the upcountry, in Bassa area, URR, like Sabi, like Numiel, you know, and I forgot the third school that did extremely well, but these are only 3, so it's a drop in the ocean.
Okay.
So by and large, Region 1 obviously will be found to be leading the schools that are good performers. So when we did the analysis and during my presser, I announced the schools that have been able to graduate on average. More students who are ready for tertiary and higher education. When I say tertiary and higher education, I mean university. And we are benching. We are having a benchmark of 5 credits, including English and maths. Although some people think this is very strict, but I think we have to set very high standards for ourselves, so that our learners can also have opportunity for the wider world. They are not only learners for this market. Some of them will travel. So it will be nice for our learners to at least go beyond the 5 credits or more, including English and math, so that they can also enjoy opportunities elsewhere. So when I did the analysis and I broke it down into 3 levels, the big schools, the small schools, and the medium schools, I realized that we have Masru, senior secondary, topping the list.
Okay.
Yes, topping the list for large schools, or bigger schools.
Right.
Then followed by, let me try to open, yes. So I am just opening the one with the bad results.
Okay.
And I don't want to announce the schools.
Okay.
I want to engage the schools directly.
It's all right.
Yes, I want to engage the schools directly.
It's not all right. We want to know about it. Obviously, we want to know the schools that did bad as well.
But if she doesn't want to mention it.
Yes, I'll take time before I report the schools who have not been able to perform well. I want to engage them. I know there are many nuances, different challenges that some of these schools face. We want to know exactly what the problems are, because if their compatriot schools are doing well, with the same caliber of teachers, with similar school improvement grants, you know, the SIG that is coming from government, with similar principals, we want to really know where the things are going wrong. So for the good performing schools, the ones with 200 candidates or more, we have Masru Senior Secondary. Masru Senior Secondary presented 417 candidates for the exams, and 61% of all those candidates, they have 5 credits, including English and maths. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
So when we did the overall ranking, they ranked 3, because the first school with the best of average candidates ready for university is Mansakoli, 97%.
Wow.
They presented 135 students, and 131 of all those students scored 5 or more credits, including English and maths.
Oh,
wow, that's awesome.
That's really
Yeah, so that was followed by a smaller school, Yunus, with 77% of all the students that they presented qualified for university entrance, or at least had the 5 credits, including English and maths. So Nusrat Senior Secondary presented 777 candidates, and 32% of these candidates all are prepared for tertiary and higher education with 5 or more credits, including English and maths. But we have special results, exceptional results of candidates who have straight A's, 9 A's from Charles Yam Memorial, 2 students.
Awesome.
So you can see, and this is a public school, so you can see that we have the manpower. For me, I believe that we have the caliber of the teachers. We also have the students who are interested in learning, and we have parents who are supporting this learners. So all we need to do is to expand on this, get the students, more of the students to be interested in learning, get more of our teachers to support in the teaching and learning, and the community also to support our endeavor. So if everybody puts or plays their part well, hopefully the narrative will continue to change, and change in a very significant way.
I'm very interested in the schools that did badly, like you mentioned. Are there measures to be taken when you find out exactly what is keeping the students from having good results? What are the consequences involved?
When I had my first presser, I said, because it was difficult for me also to understand, but later I reflected on it, and we are going to work with them. For the public schools, we will do thorough analysis. We have started doing that. We analyzing the entire results and see where really the problems are, and we will engage with the schools directly. So we will support the teachers. If it's that they are weak in certain areas, we're happy to support them. As the school administrators too will be engaged. Parents and the community all will be engaged. For the private schools, sometimes it's difficult, so we will be tough with all, both public, private. So the private schools, because they collect tuition fees, I don't see any way they can, not perform. Yes, because they have the capacity to get the best of teachers and pay them well. So that they can deliver the teaching and learning services. But I again realize that some of the private schools, they take the grade 9 students who have very poor results. So they need to find a way to provide them with remedial programs. You do a pre before grade 10. Yes, so if it is math and English that student had failed, you give them a remedial program in those areas, support them. They can even go and resit the WASC exams, just like we do sometimes university. You want to go to university, you can't pass, you go through the UTG remedial program. Once you finish the remedial, you go back and sit WASC private, and then you make it, you come and enter. So that will strengthen the caliber of students.
Yeah, that's a good point, because these schools, they take very expensive school fees of children that did not do, like you said, very well in the WASC exams. But it seems like they're more after the money than of more of the results. And for them, like you just mentioned, for them to go through that process is really going to help them, rebuild themselves in those subjects that they failed in. Yeah,
and we are going to really have a very intense engagement with them, because we cannot continue like this as a country. We should be accountable for everything that we do, from the minister right down to the last person. And that is why it's going to be very collaborative. We're going to be very consultative in our approach. But again, everybody should be ready. As long as they are in the education sector, basic and secondary, we should all be ready to deliver.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr.
I know time will not avail us, but last week on my Youth Dialogue show, I had children from the National Assembly, and they made very serious concerns here about sign languages being incorporated in the school curriculum. The other girl was saying she witnessed a scenario where she went to the hospital and a child was there. She couldn't speak, and the nurse who was attending to her didn't know the sign language as well. And they were urging that from basic, like from grade 4 upwards, that sign language be incorporated into the school system, so that these things do not have to happen. And of course, the school structures as well. They did mention that there are students, especially in the rural area, that are physically not able to access classrooms that have stairs. So what is the ministry doing to ensure that these challenges are addressed?
Okay, with our new school infrastructure, I'll start with your last point and then with the sign language. With our new school infrastructure, we make it disability friendly.
Okay.
Yes. So the old schools, of course, it will take us time to enable the facility to be disability friendly. But the new schools that we are building and classrooms, and we as a sector, with the support of our partner MRC Holland Foundation, are building 11 classrooms every week in this country. Although the plan is 10, but based on the data that we have collected, we realize that we have gone by 1 classroom per week, 10 classrooms per week, and our classrooms are disability enabled. So if you look at the new school infrastructure, you see that there are ramps, okay, for learners on a wheelchair, and so on. So we will also work on the toilets. We have been able to separate the toilets, male, female.
Okay.
Yes. So in some instances, we are able to find disability toilet, but it's not in every school. So that's an area we need to improve on.
Right.
And the sign language, we are coming up with that. In fact, we now have a sign language dictionary. So we are also thinking the same way that young learner or student is thinking. So we want to make it a compulsory course in the school so that every child can go through sign language education. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming on the program. And, you know, I think we still have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
You know, let's see what will happen. Maybe next year, the result will be far better than this year.
Right.
Yeah, we are hopeful.
Right.
Yeah, so viewers, we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues. We'll be back. Welcome back from the break. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahima Balde. Now let's move on to the last segment of this program. We have Mariam Sanyang, Senior Communication and Logistic Officer. Mariam, it's good to have you on the program.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you, and it's good to be back again.
Yes, thank you very much. So it's important for us to discuss some of the activities of the FAB Foundation. We've been seeing and hearing a lot of activities that you've been doing, you know. So we want to understand your recent activities. I mean, to improve maternal health in the Gambia.
Right. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here again. I came here last year about this time when we newly do the foundation stone of the 3 maternity wards that we are building at at Nyomi, the hospital again. Farafanye, Jaro Soma, and then here. My husband's Nyomi, I forgot the name again. The hospital here, not far from Bara, I forgot the name again.
Is it SO?
SO, exactly right. The SO. So we're still on it. It's almost done, and then we are doing the final preparation to do the official inauguration of those hospitals. When I came here last year, we planned on building 10 maternity wards across all the regions. But we start with these 3, and then very soon, before the end of this year, we will do the official inauguration of these 3 maternity wards.
10 maternity wards. How far with those projects?
It's not like we want it to be very fast, but because having funds to build these maternity wards are very expensive. But we're going to try by possible before the end of next year for us to complete the whole 7 remaining. Right. Yeah, the trees are almost done.
Yeah, that's interesting. Let's talk about the Bansang inauguration. We've also seen FAB putting a lot of energy into that.
Yeah, the Bansang Accident Emergency Unit. It's one of our biggest intervention that we did. Since FAB, almost 75% of the work we do is on the health. Right. And the rate of accident that happen around those areas, it's very, very bad. Like in a year, you can receive more than 10 accidents along those those roads. True. And then we have the only referral hospitals we have here is Banjul. Yeah. And most of them, when these accidents happen, the journey from where it normally happens and to come to Banjul, it's very far.
And a lot can happen within
Exactly,
those hours.
and most of the time, you know, some of these victims normally lose their life when they are being transferred to Banjul. So we thought of about this project. How about we build a big one? Because if you look at the accident emergency unit, it's the first of its kind in the country. It is the biggest in the country right now. So we thought of it. How about we build it in those areas, like in Bangsang, which it's in a place, you know, where it's very access to both Niomey and the upper part of the country, so that when these accidents happens, they'll be able to go through and go to this place, Bangsang, instead of coming all the way to Banjul.
These projects are good, they're huge, but it takes a lot of money as well to fund them. So tell us about the funding aspect of these projects.
Yeah, just as you said, it's very difficult. And coming up with these projects, it normally takes time. For the Bangsang unit, it took us almost 2 years for us to be able to secure the fund and finally do the project. It was actually sponsored by one of our partners. They are called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Yeah, they're in Ghana and then they have their headquarters in America. Yes.
They funded that.
Yeah, they funded the whole project, 100%. Yes.
How about the other projects that you have in Farafenye and Soma and SL, for example?
Earlier last year, FAB did we do the official this thing, how to call it again? I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
We did FAB launched. We did the official launching of the FAB Foundation. We were able to raise some funds. So it's through that funds, Her Excellency and my boss, the First Lady, and of course with the board of directors, we decided to embark on building the 10 maternity wards across the country. That's where we get the funding for that.
Right. So what other projects is the FAB Foundation going through?
We have series of projects that are going through. The accident emergency unit is one for the one we did in Bansang. We're planning to have it in almost all these hospitals that we actually want to build the maternity wards at. Buyam, it's a good place. And then Farafenye and probably URR. We're also trying to do some of that.
Do you have plans of building maternity wards in remote areas where mothers have to travel through donkey carts to have access to health facilities? But now the roads, like we mentioned here, roads are being, infrastructure is no longer a problem, but maternity wards, like you said, there are so much remote areas along the rural areas that do not have access to maternity facilities. Is the FAB Foundation looking at those things?
Yeah, normally when FAB wants to adventure into projects, most of all the ministries are our partners. We work closely with them. So when it comes to health and things that we actually want to build for them, we normally have a consultation with them. So they are the ones who tell us, you know, it's a good place that you can put it there. It's not a good place that you can put it there. So normally that's how we work. If like the ministry can come and say, hey, we want you to help us build a maternity ward in this so an area, we will. Because at the end of the day, they will be the one to put their staffs in those maternity wards for them to work. So normally we rely on them on some of the decisions that we have to do when it comes to the maternity and any health projects that we are embarking on. Yeah.
So, I mean, the accident and emergency wards that you built, are they equipped? Because these are just structures. I mean, but do we have what it takes to be called an accident and emergency?
Very important.
Yes, they are fully equipped. They are 100% fully equipped. Like I said, it is one of the biggest. It's a state of the art. It's the first time in the country, so they're all fully equipped for this. They already started using the place since we done the inauguration.
Okay. What about student scholarship as well? I mean, we can see something is mentioned about that.
Yes, Her Excellency herself gives scholarship to 10 students every year. We normally do all that thing through the Ministry of Education, tertiary education. They will normally we come in step for the people that are underprivileged. So normally there are students already who are already enrolled in the university. They do not have the capacity or the financial support to sponsor themselves. So we will contact the Ministry of Higher Education. They will send us those names, and then the First Lady herself will intervene to sponsor those 10 girls. Yes.
Okay, they are girls, not boys.
Yes, they are girls. We wouldn't start for boys yet, but sometime last year she said if we are to do this stuff, we have to put in the boys also. So it's in our plans to bring boys also on board. Yes.
Okay, bring the boys. Otherwise, the boys will not be happy. Yeah. So let's talk about the New Year's babies too. We've seen FAB coming in and helping your newborn babies, mothers. I mean, you've been doing a lot as far as this is concerned.
Yeah, there is a tradition that Her Excellency met that has been already going on since the former First Lady, the former First Lady, Lady Zainab Jammeh,
Yes, yes.
Okay.
started this initiative. But when Her Excellency came, the First Lady, Lady Zainab was doing it only in Banjul. The first baby, second baby, and the third baby.
Yeah.
But when Her Excellency took over, she was like, no, if I'm to sponsor one hospital, you know, it has to be all throughout the regions. So the changes there is, you know, we celebrate every first and third baby throughout the region. Like we have one in Banjul, Serekunda, we have one at Bundum, and then Buyam, Brikama, Bangsang, Basse. So that all the regions will have people to benefit from this package.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's interesting. So rural women, what are your plans for rural women?
Just as you know, the foundation doesn't have its money.
Okay.
We don't have any source of income where we like have our own money. Normally, what we do, we try to talk to our donors to help us do this project. So we are trying to complement the efforts of the government as much as possible. Most of these partners we help already have their package on things that they all actually wanted to support on. So normally when these things comes, they actually tell us what they're doing. So in line of those ones, that is why FAB will normally come in and they intervene and tell them this and so and so and so. That's what we want. But our office and the office and Her Excellency also trying to see and engage if we can do this community gardening project by making sure that, you know, these women, they have a proper protection. I mean, have a good fence, they have a water, they can have fertilizers at their disposal, you know, they can have a market ready for them, and so on. So it's still on the pipeline. So we're trying as much as possible to help them. Yeah, in so many ways we can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you plan any environment activities in the future, you know, making sure the environment is safe, you know, planting more trees, you know, making sure we try to fight climate change? I mean, do you have those plans?
Well, not yet. The kind of work that we do, it's kind of overwhelming. So some of those things are very important. Her Excellency sometimes is being engaged in planting trees. Some other organization who are actually doing it will invite her, and of course invite the FAB team to go and join those people to do some tree planting.
Yeah. So basically the FAB right now is more focused on health and infrastructure for health, right?
Not only on health, we do community support. We do community support. We sponsor students, and then most of the work is health.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you, Maria
very much.
Sanyang, for coming on the program.
Thank you.
And giving us an insight as to what FAB is doing currently. Yeah, so this is all we have, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
We'll be back here tomorrow again for another edition of QTV This Morning. And until then, enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.